Hola, hola. ¿Cómo están, brujitos y brujitas? Holy shit, YouTube. When was the last time I was here without my fellow horror ho, April? I have not been here in so long. I think the last time I streamed anything not horror was when Roberta Flack passed away. And that was a long time ago this year. So I figured, since I've been mostly on the Mixclouds and the Patreons, I would come say hi to y'all. And I know some of y'all been asking, are you still DJing? Are you doing all the things? I am. Just not on YouTube because YouTube hates music. And I can only do this type of shit where I am speaking over the music and showing you snippets, but I can't show you the whole song like I do on Mixcloud. So I figured we'd have a little fun and show you my favorite soundtracks of the year, favorite scores for TV and movies. And of course, you just heard Cristobal Tapia de Vir and his amazing theme for season 3 of White Lotus, which I love this year. A lot of people didn't like the season. It might be my favorite. And I also was recommended a very trashy television show that I loved, thanks to Brittany, who I see in the chat. You recognize this song? If you watch The Hunting Wives, it's the trashiest show that I very much enjoyed while I was recovering from oral surgery. And I fucking love this theme song. Country girl, and I very much like this. So if you haven't seen that show, you need good trashy television. That's not reality TV, because we don't like reality TV here. People in the chat do, but I do not. Well, The Hunting Wives is for you. It kind of reminds me of, like, remember that show Revenge? And kind of like a non-teenage Gossip Girl. Really good theme song. So this is what we're going to do today. What I do on Mixcloud, if you follow me on Mixcloud and if you know that I do my little radio show over there, DJ Bruja Radio, because they do not flag me over there. They let me play the music, which is so nice. And Wiley OFC says it's giving True Detective theme song. Sure. I did like that they used Billie Eilish's song for that last season of True Detective. Shout out to Isa Lopez, who did a great job in honor of the thing. But so what we're gonna do here on Mixcloud, I get to play all of these songs every week. We do a different genre. We've done this past season, season 3. We've done everything from progressive rock to hip hop, and I have not done a stream on YouTube in a while, so I'm like, I'm gonna do soundtracks of the year. And there's so much good music this year, including all of the soundtracks. So if you would like to show me what your favorite music, film music of 2025 is, you can head over to streamlabs.com/DJ Bruja. And I would love to take your requests or just let me know what you loved. I also asked my Patreon community, so I will read off what my Discord is saying, as well as Instagram, and a lot of the same. You guys are liking a lot of the big movies, except for Eddie. Eddie has some really good choices here that are not just the big budget movies. But we're going to go through all of them. So you just heard The Hunting Wives, and then before that was White Lotus season 3. And I love them. And we might have one more or two TV music selections later in the show, but we're going to start with some movies. So, first of all, there is this man who composed a couple of really cool things, including Parasite. His name is Jung Jae-il, and he did at least 2 movies this year that were very good. One of them is Mickey 17 by the great Bong Joon-ho, and this track is called Bon Appetit, and it's a perfect sound to absurdist black humor about capitalism. Isn't that pretty? But also totally goes with the satire of how stupid the class war it has to be. Jung Jae-il also did another really good movie this year called Twinless. And shout out to Bryce for recommending that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. We're going kind of through like the underrated soundtracks right now. But let me play you the main theme from Twinless. Isn't that pretty? If you have not seen this movie, highly recommend. So that was Twinless. And then before that, we heard Bon Appetit from Mickey 17 by Jung Jae-il. And he is famous for Parasite and Squid Game. Underrated scores, in my opinion. Additionally, another underrated score, we're going to listen to my girl Hildur. You know Hildur Gudnadottir. She is famous for Joker. A great fucking score that she did for that. She also did Chernobyl. I believe she did Tar. And she did this movie called Hedda this year, starring Tessa Thompson. And the movie's freaking beautiful looking. It was directed by Nia DaCosta. Y'all know she's a great director. So this song that I've chosen is called Stolen Tale from Hedda. And there's different versions of this song throughout the soundtrack. Sometimes it's, a slow kind of horn jazz situation happening, but this is like the more fast-paced jazz situation. It's called Stolen Tale, and the version is Prepping the Party. I feel like this is Hildur's Catch Me If You Can because it's fucking awesome. If you don't remember, Catch Me If You Can was a fantastic score that John Williams made for that Steven Spielberg song. And I'm missing scores like this because a lot of the times we get that, like, you know, Inception horn. We just get background type of music. So it's so nice when we have actual music, especially orchestral. I've been missing that in my score. So shout out to Hildur for doing that. So, okay, those are kind of like my underrated scores of the year. And now we're going to move on to a few very famous movies, some of which I thought were very overrated, and some that were all right. And then later, I'm going to show you my favorite scores of the year. And streamlabs.com/DJ Bruja if you would like to show me what yours are. And if you just want to say hi, I do see Wiley OFC. Thank you, Wiley, for your support. He says, I am an inspiring music supervisor, so I love that you're doing this. I love the soundtracks for Marty Supreme, Materialists, The Bear, but I love the use of islands in the stream. In Oh Hi, thanks again. Thank you, Wiley. And I too like those specific soundtracks that you mentioned, especially Materialist. Materialist I've been playing nonstop all year. I will be playing that later. Marty Supreme is on the list. In fact, I was just going to play it because it's in my overrated movies section. I did not like this movie. I love most of the people that worked on it. I love the Safdie's work, and I love Daniel Lopatin, the composer, otherwise known as One O Tricks Point Never. So, of course, the soundtrack is great, even if the movie does not that good. Daniel is so talented, and he's basically done most of the Safdie brothers soundtracks. He did Good Time. He's done actually his own music, and if you're into his music, I recommend you listen to his album that came out this year. It did not come out as Daniel Lopatin. It came out as One A Tricks Point Never. That's his kind of artist name. But he made a album that is called Tranquilizer, and it's fucking cool. It's one of my favorite albums of the year, if you're into his music. Wiley, I love that you're an aspiring music supervisor, and you have great taste. But the Marty Supreme soundtrack is way too good for the movie. It's so 80s. This song is called Force of Life. So good, which is why the movie's so disappointing. But that's the thing about Daniel. He can totally do like this synthy nostalgia, and definitely was listening to that score while I was like, why is this movie 2 hours and a half? So that's what I think about Marty Supreme. I could go on a rant. Another movie that I thought was a little overrated, but I actually still really enjoyed as opposed to Marty Supreme, that is One Battle After Another. I thought it was a really good movie. Not my favorite. PTA, Phantom Thread, is still his masterpiece that everyone hates and I love. But of course, he's been working with Jonny Greenwood from Radiohead, who is one of my favorite modern composers of film. The Phantom Thread soundtrack is something I play all the time. But so of course, his One Battle After Another score was just as good. This track I'm going to play for y'all is called Trust Device. That's the thing about Jonny. I'm a little mad at Radiohead right now because they've said some stupid shit and they did not understand their music about, some of the lyrics they wrote being anti-fascist, but they still make really good music. And Jonny Greenwood keeps making banger soundtrack after banger after banger of a soundtrack. Really good. And definitely uplifts the movie. All right. Streamlabs.com/DJ We're here for at least another half hour, hopefully. We're just going through my favorite soundtracks and scores of the year. Thanks for hanging out with me. I see some people liked these movies and some people did not. Again, the only movie I hated was Marty Supreme and Predator Badlands, but I'm not even going to put the score on here. That was not on there. Marty Supreme has a great score, though, regardless of how boring that movie was. But One Battle After Another, not a boring movie, not a boring soundtrack. Another movie that I thought was not as good as everybody said, but that had a good soundtrack was Caught Stealing. That's the new Aronofsky. And I was not into this movie, but Idols is a band that I really enjoy, and they made the soundtrack with Rob Simonsen, who is a really good composer. And so they made, instrumental tracks, and then they made a song called Rabbit Run, and it's pretty cool because Idols is fucking awesome. Run, rabbit, run. Punk energy for the movie because their music is pretty loud, it's political, it's confrontational, it's pretty perfect for all those chaotic chase scenes in Caught Stealing. Even though the movie was not for me, the soundtrack was. So that almost ends the section of movies that were not as good, but I love their soundtracks. Then we're gonna move on to my favorite soundtracks of the year. But first, we got a lady that I fucking love. That's St. Vincent. And she did a song for that movie that everyone hated called Death of a Unicorn. And the song slaps, as the youth say. Check this out. Play the guitar. She's so good. Seen her live multiple times. Highly recommend. She's incredible. She's not just a talented singer, songwriter, guitar player, but amazing live performer as well. And this song is too good for the movie. This movie is not good, but the song and soundtrack are amazing. And I miss songs in soundtracks. Usually you get scores, but the only songs we get are in musical movies or Disney movies, and they're usually not as good. And this song's freaking awesome. I wish it was considered for the Oscars, because I'm missing music like this. All right. I do want you to listen to this little bit of the guitar. So good. Just excellent stuff from St. Vincent. All right, now that has ended officially our bad movie section. Can you believe Marty Supreme is in the bad movie section? Many people cannot, and they're mad at me for not liking it, but guess what? That's what happens. What happens when you make a movie about an arrogant prick that's unlikable and makes everybody's life hell? We already live with billionaires, y'all. Why do I need to see that movie? Should I keep ranting, or should I start ranting about Predator Badlands? I'm kidding. We got so many good movies this year, including really good soundtracks. And that's coming up next. Streamlabs.com/DJ Bruja. Thanks to Wiley for your support. And everybody just who's here, if you're just hanging out and you can't donate, that's totally cool. I'm just happy you're hanging out with me. If you can't donate, everything you donate goes into my little fund of my studio. If you are here on YouTube and you haven't been on Mixcloud, just so you know, I'm recording a fucking album. Thanks to my patrons. Thanks to my patrons, I'm paying for studio time. I got 2 songs down. I just showed the first single to my patrons. They liked it. Very exciting for me. And thanks to y'all, I am making art, I'm creating music, and very thankful to my patrons, patreon.com/DJ Bruja. We have a lot of fun in our little coven of witches. We do watch-alongs, listening parties. We hang out on the Discord every day. It's my favorite. I love our Discord. It's so much better than being on social media. We got memes, we got movie fights, we got music talk, all of the things over there, if you would like to join. Okay. By the way, shout out to everyone here. Sam, Jimmy, Jerry, Leonard, Brittany, Jerry, Eddie. I think we got some lurkers too, but they're not saying hi. I hope your holidays have not been stupid. I hope that you're doing all right as we're ending this incredibly chaotic year. Speaking of, next up, this section is my favorite soundtracks of the year. This is from 28 years later, a movie that some people didn't like, but I loved. And this is Young Fathers. And it's pretty. That's the thing about Danny Boyle, is he never misses with the music. If you've seen his other movies, they all have excellent soundtracks. Of course, Trainspotting is a classic, but he did really good hiring young fathers to do this soundtrack. I loved it. And Jerry, a lot of penis in 28 Years Later is what Jerry says. I disagree, Jerry. You can never have a lot of penis. That's my opinion. And that's just like your opinion, man. All right. So that's 20 Years Later. Check it out if you haven't, both the movie and the soundtrack. Next up is another horror movie. Probably my top horror movie of the year. Up there with Final Destination and Bring Her Back. This might be my favorite movie of the year. And this is from an amazing horror debut, The Ugly Stepsister. Isn't that beautiful? That's by Vilde Tuve. That's a composer's name for The Ugly Stepsister. It is dreamy. It is both dreamy and unsettling, which is perfect for the movie. Sounds kind of like a little fairy tale. It's got folklore, but then there's horror underneath. What a great movie. If you have not seen The Ugly Stepsister, y'all. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful horror, in my opinion. Exactly, Mike. He's doing that gross egg emoji. If you saw our horror host stream last week, where April and I talked about our favorite horror movies, you know that Ugly Stepsister is my favorite this year, and the movie that in years, first time in years, the movie made me gag. Sam says is up there for favorite scores for sure. Fucking awesome take on a fantasy score. Exactly, Sam. It reminds me of like something, like Neverending Story vibes from back in the day from like the 80s. It's so good. Hey, Rudy. Rudy thought we were on Mixcloud. That's so funny, Rudy. No, we don't get a normal Mixcloud show today. We're just hanging out for a little bit, and I'm showing you snippets of music because YouTube will shut me down otherwise. But also, I've not hung out on YouTube by myself without my fellow horror host, so that's why we're here. Good to see you. Streamlabs.com/DJ Bruja. You got favorite scores or soundtracks that I've been missing. We're gonna move on now so now we're doing my favorite scores. We did 28 Years Later, The Ugly Stepsister. And then my favorite movie of the year is a movie called Resurrection. And it is a movie by Bigan, who's made fantastic Chinese films. And it is one of the most slow-moving, artsy, probably you would say pretentious movies of the year. So it is for me. I am a slow-moving sci-fi, artsy, pretentious theater whore. So I loved this movie. It is just, I was blown away by how beautiful it was. It had all of these different vignettes and different types of genres, and the way each of these vignettes and dreams looked was different, and it's just beautiful cinema. It's art. And the soundtrack was made by a band that y'all know called M83. That's right, the electronic duo from France, French electronic duo called M83. They did the soundtrack, and it's freaking gorgeous. They did such a good job. It's so complimentary to the stunning visuals of this film. And I'm going to play you this track called Serpentine. This is Sullen Passage is what it's called. You should just listen to the soundtrack if you want to be in like a meditative state. But listen to this beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just gorgeous orchestral stuff. Let me play, that was Sullen Passage. Let me play a little of Serpentine so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's basically, you could go to a forest and be in nature and listen to this. It's very reminiscent of old school sci-fi with a modern electronic spin. So if you're a moody, pretentious, snobby asshole like myself, you should check out this movie and the soundtrack. Movie and soundtrack of the year, in my opinion. We're listening to my favorite soundtracks. And I am taking Streamlabs, and I do have a little request. I'm only playing snippets because YouTube hates radio hosts, and they'll flag me for playing the whole song. But Mike, thank you, Mike, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/DJBruja. He says, a bit basic, but I love the soundtrack from K-pop Demon Hunters. And he would love to hear the song How It's Done. I don't know if it's basic. Did everybody love this movie? Is that why, Mike?
You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild. Better come right, better not try and get into a level. Cause you might die, never the time, trying to start a battle. Bleeding isn't in my blood, ya se escucha de la so. Bleeding you is what I do, yeah. Party, I'm naughty, the sorry. And when you pull up, I pull up a little late to the party. La, I can know that I was born for this. There ain't no point in avoiding it. Annoyed, 불빛은 다 비켜, 네 앞을 뺏겨. Logging you out like a lullaby.
So, this does nothing for me, but I'm so glad you guys like it. I feel like there's one song that I didn't hate. What was it? Was it the last one? I think it was this one, What It Sounds Like. Is that the one that I kind of liked? Right? It's the one they sing at the end.
Nothing but the proof of what I am. The worst of what I came from.
Let me fast forward through the chorus because I think this is it.
I should have let the jagged edges meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath. I'll find your harmony. The song we couldn't write. This is what it sounds like. We're shattering the silence. We're rising, defying.
So this one I like better. The other ones did nothing for me, but this one was better. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm more of my favorite animated movie of the year is a movie called Little Amélie, or The Character of Rain. It's a French movie. It is beautiful, y'all. Check it out if you can. I don't know how you can watch it, but I was so impressed, and I miss that kind of 2D animation. It was just gorgeous. Check it out. Little Amélie, or The Character of Rain. Thank you, Mike, for your request. I don't think it's basic though, Mike, even if people like it. It's just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's basic. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Next up, we got a movie that I thought was all right, but damn, this is one of my favorite soundtracks of the year. This is Daniel Pemberton's Materialist. This entire soundtrack is gorgeous. And the song is called The Places You Take Me To. It's one of my most played songs of the year. And including this next song. And I love the title of this next track that Daniel did. It's called Why Does Anybody Get Married? And it's so good. And I'm kind of with you, Leonard. I did not, like, people really hated this movie, Materialist. I did not hate it. I love Celine. Of course, Past Lives, I think, is the way superior movie. Past Lives is amazing. And I just think Celine's song went a little bit, like, she had really cool ideas with Materialist and then went the conventional route. And that's the part I didn't like. But it asked some good questions, I thought. And the soundtrack's beautiful. If you don't know who Daniel Pemberton is, I bet you do know, because he did the amazing soundtrack for the Spider-Verse movies. He also did King Arthur, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's done some really good stuff. He's probably one of my favorite modern composers. Beautiful. Why does anyone get married? Why does anybody get married is the title of the track. Good question. Materialist, one of the best soundtracks of the year, regardless of what you think of the movie. Also, shout out to Mike. He says Little Amélie, or The Character of Rain, is $6 to rent. That will be $6 well spent if you can afford it. It's very good. All right. So, favorite soundtrack of the year, we got Materialist, we got Resurrection, Ugly Stepsister, 28 Years Later, and the next three soundtracks are up there for sure. There's a movie that made a lot of money that some people thought was okay. I really like this movie. And I'm curious as to if I like this movie because of this particular scene. Because this scene blew me the fuck away when I was sitting in the theater as the giant music nerd that I am. Of course, I'm talking about Sinners. And holy shit, Ludwig Göransson always makes great scores. But the stuff that he did on this movie, and he collaborated, I believe, with Raphael Saadiq. If you don't know who Raphael Saadiq is, he is famous for being in Tony. Remember that band from back in the day? And they came up with some amazing stuff for this particular scene in Sinners, where this basically like a giant seance happens when they're at the juke, the bar. And this song is going to take you through like not just the blues and folk music, but then all of a sudden it goes through all of these different music eras, from like as soon as that electric guitar comes in, which I'll show you in a little bit, it starts going through all of the eras, including hip hop, including African music, and I mean, it's coming up here. Let me get you to it, because holy shit.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight. All right. Somebody take me in your arms tonight. Oh. Somebody take me.
I mean, just crazy. That's crazy. My goodness. I think this particular song should win the song at the Oscars. It's called "I Lied to You," and what Raphael Saadiq did is what I want to say with Ludwig Göransson is incredible. He brought his musical expertise to Ludwig, and they made this incredible music going through and celebrating all of the eras of music, and it's just beautiful stuff. And the entire soundtrack is good too. Like, there's a beautiful song called "Seance" that's sung by James Blake. There's so many different types of music in this movie. I think, again, I'm trying to figure out if I like this movie because of the music more so. I thought the movie was cool, but the music was just fucking awesome. So if you haven't seen it, it's available now to watch. Check it out. Listen to the soundtrack. Really good stuff. It was actually, now that I'm checking my Instagram, I asked everybody what their favorite soundtracks were, and this was up there. Several people said Sinners. It was mostly Sinners and Marty Supreme. And only one of those movies is good. Some other people also mentioned F1 and Frankenstein, which I thought were all right. I'm a huge fan of the composers. I, of course, love Alexander Desplat. I got to see Alexander Desplat at the Hollywood Bowl with the LA Philharmonic, and they played all of his scores, and I love that man. Frankenstein was all right, the movie. We can't get into it now, but Sinners was so good. All right. Another couple of movies that had the best soundtracks of the year. One of them is this movie called Sirat. And it is a foreign film that is kind of like the most dystopian, tragic buzzkill for being a EDM fan. Everybody's just dancing in the desert and things turn to the worst. And this man called Kangdin Ray made the music for this movie, and he basically makes all of the tracks are EDM, right? All of the tracks are really cool, vibey electronic music to dance to at a rave. And in my opinion, it is one of the best, if not the best soundtrack of the year, honestly, other than Resurrection. And I don't know if this movie will be released widely. It's one of those indie movies that, or not indie, but foreign films that doesn't get a lot of love in the States, but because it's not a happy movie. So it doesn't have a Hollywood ending. So it's a weird fucking movie that I really enjoyed. And it's not like an enjoyment that you get by watching this movie. It's a very crazy, kind of depressing movie, but it's good. And the soundtrack is outstanding. Check it out. The build-up. It's if you are a fan of electronic music, this is for you. As Eddie says, it gets better, but I can't play the whole thing because YouTube already hates me. Like, the algorithm puts me all the way to the bottom of the list because all my content is music and politics. So, but it'll hate me more if I play the whole thing. It's very good. That track specifically is called Sirat, like the movie. And then there's this other track called Les Marches. Les Marches. I'll just read it in Spanish, but I think it's in French. Les Marches. I don't know how to say it, but it's gorgeous. You already love it, right? Kangdin Ray. You gotta check this composer out. He has other music that's electronic that's not from scores. And I see it on Eddie's best of the list. Eddie gave us his favorite scores of 2025, and it included this particular movie, Sirat. It's probably up there for me with Sinners and Materialist and Ugly Stepsister as some of my favorites. But I'm going to play you another amazing soundtrack coming up. Let me just get to the build up of this movie. Of this song, I mean. Again, if you're into electronic, it's very good. Speaking of electronic music, there's another movie I saw this year that goes in the dog shit pile. So sorry to the hardworking cast and crew of these movies that were not good because y'all worked hard. But Tron Ares was terrible. And it had one of the best soundtracks of the year. Thanks to my boys, Nine Inch Nails. Of course, Trent and Atticus have made a ton of amazing soundtracks. And y'all know I love me some Daft Punk. And so Tron Legacy was and is one of the best soundtracks of all time. So I was like, how are they going to make another Tron movie without Daft Punk? Well, they hired Nine Inch Nails and it worked out. It's so pretty. Very good soundtrack, y'all. Streamlabs.com/DJ Bruja. We are getting out of here very soon. Just wanted to hang out with y'all for a little bit during the holidays and on YouTube because I'm always on Mixcloud. If you're missing me, I'm always on Mixcloud most Tuesdays. And I'm definitely always on Patreon every day. I'm on the Discord. Our Discord community is the coolest. Patreon.com/DJBruja. All of the links are in the description. The algorithm hates me, but my Patreon community loves me just like I love them. And we've had a great couple of years over there. So join us. We got so much music and movie love to share. And also hate. We got some movies we hated recently. But Tron, bad movie. Great soundtrack. And there's this other song. So this track specifically is called Echoes. And the next track that I'm going to play is called In It. INIT. And oof. Oh, I just answered your question, Sam. This track is Echoes. Beautiful stuff. Next track, In It. Goodness, when the movie does not deserve the soundtrack. Ay, Dios mío, qué chingones me salieron. Qué chingones me salieron los de Nine Inch Nails. Just excellent, y'all. That's right, Leonard. That's a banger. In it. In it. All right, kids. We got a couple more songs and we're getting out of here. So the last two that I'm playing, let me go through them really quick, by the way. Favorite soundtracks of the year. 28 Years Later, The Ugly Stepsister, Resurrection, Materialist, Sinners, Sirat, and Nine Inch Nails. Those are my top. Some underrated ones. You got Hedda, Mickey 17, Twinless. Some overrated movies with good soundtracks. One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Caught Stealing, Death of a Unicorn. And some TV stuff. White Lotus Season 3, The Hunting Wives theme. We got another one coming up. So the last two songs. Y'all know that something sad happened. A lot of fucking sad things happened this year. But one of them was that we lost Rob Reiner and his wife. And I just saw them at the Spinal Tap 2 premiere. I was lucky to go with my friend Ken Knapsack in Los Angeles at the Egyptian Theater. And it was sad what happened. And I love the movie. I'm a huge fan of Spinal Tap. And I thought the sequel was great.
Never lie.
This song's called
Love
Angels.
you and protect you from high up in the sky. And if you're feeling lonely, as if it's near the end, call upon an angel, they will be your friend. Angels are everywhere if you take the time to look. In every piece of music and every single book you read.
So that is Mr. Christopher Guest singing Nigel. And I just thought it was appropriate to play in honor of Rob Reiner. I am wearing my Spinal Tap shirt, as you can see. Big fan. Was very sad, like all of you. And all of the love to his loved ones, to him and his wife's loved ones. That's a tough thing for that family. But he gave us some beautiful movies, hilarious movies, human movies, political movies, deeply emotional stuff. So we got another Streamlabs before we get out of here from Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. He wants me to play something from a good movie called Sentimental Value. And that movie is by Joachim. I always fuck up his last name. But Joachim Trier. He's Danish, Norwegian, I believe. But he did The Worst Person in the World. He's done some great movies. And this is from Sentimental Value. That's really good, Eddie. I love this. Great stuff. Thank you. Thanks, y'all, for your Streamlabs, for being here, hanging out in this channel that gets abandoned. I'll try to be on here more. It's just that, again, YouTube hates me. But I am here most Fridays with April. We're talking horror. I am on Mixcloud most Tuesdays with all the different genres. And I'm on Patreon every day. You can literally join for as little as $5 a month and join our Discord community. We got watch-alongs, listening parties, we got Q&As, all of the things. And I just love my patrons so much. We have so much more fun than when you open a social media app and it's all depressing shit. This is fucking awesome, Eddie. We got one more song. And I do want to give a shout out to a couple of soundtracks that haven't come out yet. Sam, thank you for reminding me. Testament of Anne Lee is a kind of divisive movie, but I thought the soundtrack was really good. And it's basically what that kind of is probably how normal people feel during horror movies, because it's like it's a movie about religious fanaticism. So obviously that shit's scary to me. But I thought the score and the songs were really cool. And then also, there's a show called Heated Rivalry that is, I'm so happy it's blown up everywhere, because we need more of those shows that are sex positive and queer friendly. And there's this guy called Peter that's the composer, and I thought he's been doing a great job, but that soundtrack has not come out yet. So I thought those two were really cool, just not out yet, maybe in January. And the last song I'm going to play, Sam, of course, I couldn't leave without playing something from Andor, because it's one of the best shows of the year, along with, like, I think Severance had a really good score as well. There's several TV shows out there that got great music, and Andor is one of them. Nicolas Bertel has been the composer of the whole series, and then he did this Chandrillion Club Mix of a very famous song with this guy that I hadn't heard of. And his name is Brandon Roberts. And I believe he's been working with Nicholas on Andor. But this particular song is fucking awesome to dance to. And, well, I think it reminds us to, as we head into the new year, the douchebags in power want us tired and numb and distracted and quiet. But we're still here. We're creating, we're loving, we're imagining a better world. So remember that music is resistance, dancing is defiance, joy is rebellion. Revolution isn't always a riot, it is art, it is community. Refuse to give up your joy. Gracias, mijos. Thanks for being here.
Me